What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Um, Wednesday night woes. Wednesday night woes. It just seems that I can't trade well on a Wednesday night. And to be honest, today I kind of had a feeling too. I was like, work had some stuff going on today. So again, emotions a little bit heightened there. I knew looking back the last couple weeks, Wednesday nights are just not my night for whatever reason. Same thing with Thursday night too, and you could see my Thursday nights as well. I've been trading with less size as well. So if you go to the calendar here, so last Friday we took a $67 loss. The Friday before we took a $98 loss. And then you go back to the Thursday before, took a $193 loss, and then last week Thursday took a $405 loss, right? So I had a feeling today, I don't know why, but these days are just tough for me. For whatever reason, these days are hard for me and things happen and I need to go back and look at my videos and be like, okay, like what's going on? How come I'm struggling on these days? But to be honest, today wasn't really that much of a struggle. It was right idea, wrong timing, right? So you can see I took a trade here and I lost on this candle here, which is completely fine. I have no issue with that whatsoever. Only a $37 loss today. But you can see we had this huge move up, right? And it sucks because I'm unable, with the way that I trade, I am unable to participate in these moves. FOMO can really get the best of me, but I'm really sticking to my setup and my setup only, right? So let's kind of go back on replay. Let's talk about the trade a little bit, and then we'll kind of talk more about like the FOMO side of things. So obviously, I'm sure whoever watches by now knows that I start trading at 8 o'clock, right? This is the general zone. It's not exactly perfect because, again, this green is a little bit higher of where it would have been initially at this time. It would have been at value area high here. The value area low green zone is still exactly the same. So when we're looking here, this is where we start trading, right? Huge pop up here on high volume, right? We start breaking this zone here as well as we start closing above these top wick candles. So I'm like, okay, we're clearly bullish on the day. We did gap down to start at 6 p.m. Eastern, but we're clearly bullish on the day. You can see higher lows here as well. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're bullish. We broke the zone. Let's see if we can get a small pullback and then continue. We continue with high volume, top wick though. So it's like, all right, let me wait for a deeper pullback, see if we can get something, right? Again, I call this the N pattern where you go up, you come down, you pull back, and you start heading higher, right? So it started to look like, okay, this candle could be like, we could be reversing higher again after a pullback, but instead, again, I saw top wick, so I did not enter, right? We pull back more, pull back again, nice little wick here, but again, we're still waiting, right, for real confirmation. Boom, right? We got some green candles, equal volume, and a pin, right? A hammer right here, or a pin bar right here. For me, I was like, I really like that, right? I really like that, but I want to see us confirm higher here, right? This would count as my pullback. So let's see what happens. Boom. For me, that's confirming higher, right? But I want to see if there is follow through. If there is follow through breaking this zone, then I'm happy. We don't get the follow through, but we get a really nice pin, right? Again, thin hammer, it's red on equal volume, but I still love that because to me, that's a bullish move. And as you can see here, I entered right after that occurred, right? Because for me, I'm fine with that. My stop loss is down here at like 957, so just about like right here, giving it some room. But I'm like, if we start coming below this level here, then I know that we've lost the trade, and that's exactly what happened. We consolidated, we started losing volume, right? Small green candle, doji. Let's go through it, right? So not really a good sign to push higher, and then we start closing lower and lower and lower, right? So we got stopped out relatively early. Now, I was looking at Cami Capital. He always sends a newsletter. He's also another volume profile trader. I think one of the mistakes that I made was buying on value area high, and I kind of knew that coming in, but I was thinking, okay, we can probably break that and head higher, right? Especially after confirming on here too. But it didn't work out, and it's fine, right? And again, we're coming from point of control as well. I really thought we would at least hold here below point of control. Um, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work out. And hey, that's just one of those losses that occur, and you're just like, hey, it just didn't work out. It's fine, right? So here, coming into the FOMO, one, our trade setup to the downside starts setting up, right? We break the zone, higher volume, we continue higher volume, smaller candle though, so I'm wary, right? Continuously bigger body, but smaller volume, but still fine. It's still setting up nicely. Small doji. I feel like I'm always fearful of these doji candles now. We are also on prior day value area high, right? So that's also a sign of support. And one of the reasons why I was very wary of trading to the downside today, one, bullish bias, but two, we have major areas of support, right? This was one, we broke it. But then you also have down here and down here, right? Where we gapped down and then came down here to about 9, 10 and start heading higher. So I'm like, if I start shorting here, I'm only really going down here. So the risk reward isn't really worth it here. But I was like, it's still setting up for my setup. So we start coming back up. We start getting some higher volume hammers to the green, to the upside. And then all of a sudden, you'll see what happens. Green candle. Okay. I'm like, all right, maybe it's a good pullback. Let's see if we start heading lower on higher volume. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Boom. I was like, well, that's fine with me. That's okay with me. Huge green cancel to the upside to me, and then it was hitting this top zone too. I'm like, to me, I mean, that's clearly confirming. I can have my stop loss here, right? I could enter right here. It'd be about an $80 stop loss. But I'm like, where am I heading? So we're probably heading to these levels up here, right? So it would have been worth it, but that's not how I trade, you know? I want it to, that's all the confirmation you need. I wanted to go higher and then pull back, right, to my zone. We continue higher. I mean, that's unbelievable. And I was so close to entering here, but I'm like, no, let me just wait, right? And I never entered, and it just continued without me. So as you can see, continue to head higher, head higher, and then we're about to come back live here. So we're consolidating now. So I don't trade that way. I clearly don't trade that way. And it's okay. You know, it's completely okay, right? Whenever it goes so far away from me there, you don't do anything about it, right? It's so easy to have FOMO. It's so easy to have entered here. Be like, oh, I could have aimed for up here, but it's like you have no idea. You have no idea. So what I would have loved to have seen is come up here, drop down, back into the zone, confirm higher, and then I'm absolutely entering there with my stop loss right below where we start heading higher, right? And that would have been a perfect trade, but sometimes things like that, they just don't occur. They just don't happen. And it's okay, right? It's okay to have FOMO, but you should only act on it if it's your setup. And that's what I'm learning. You know, I think maybe a week ago or two during my gambling phase, I just would have entered there and I just would have hoped for the best, right? And I would have been scared as soon as I saw this red candle, right? And then I would have been scared if we started dropping lower, but then I would have been elated if we started dropping or if we started going higher. But it's like that's so emotional, you know? I know that when I had my $400 day a couple days ago, I was so happy, but I wasn't happy because I had a $400 day. I was happy because I finally stuck to my process and I'm proving that I can finally trade well. Today I'm also happy too because it was the right idea, just wrong timing, right? And it's okay. It happens, you know? So we took a very small loss and I came into to today saying, I'm going small size, right? Small size, one contract, maximum four contracts today. No way am I trading 14 contracts today. No way am I going up to 20 contracts today. Literally just four contracts maximum. And we only traded one today and we lost. And that's okay. So I have no issues with today. It's so easy to have FOMO. It's so easy to see the price going up in your direction and you just want to be a part of it. But if it's not your setup, you cannot be a part of it whatsoever. And that's what I'm learning, right? That gives me the highest probability to win. That is my edge, right? So one thing that I've also been learning too is that we literally as traders get paid to wait, you know? So I already locked my account. It's fine. I'll wait until tomorrow. But if I didn't lock my account today, to, if I didn't lock my account already today, I would be waiting for a setup, right? And where would my setup be? It'd be down here. I'd want to see if price comes all the way down here and we get a bullish reaction, right? That's literally it. That's all I would do. I don't think that's going to happen tonight, but it could happen. And if it did happen, that would be my setup, and then you take it, right? But we literally get paid to wait for our setups. And we're gonna get to our goals so much faster if we just wait for our setup, for our edge, something that we know that is our edge, rather than just taking random FOMO trades, right? And I think a lot of people don't understand that, including myself a couple weeks ago or last week, or 5 days ago even. It's something that I heard. I'm like, we literally get paid to wait, and then after the fact, we will go so much faster if we just stick to our edge. There are times where I'm like, oh, like last night, I was like, oh, I might not be able to get to trade today. That's another day lost that I'm not going to get to my goal, right? I did end up taking a trade last night, and it was my setup, so I took it, and it was good. But I was thinking today, I'm like, oh, if I don't get a setup today, that's another day that I'm not able to trade. But it's like, why does that matter? Right? It just shows that's another day you didn't really lose money like that. That's another day where you didn't have a bad Wednesday night. Today I lost today, but it wasn't a $400 loss, right? It wasn't retracing all of the gains we had yesterday. It wasn't a $200 loss either. So why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Why does it matter? So definitely not upset about that at all. We wait. Once we get our setup, we know that if we take our setup, we're always one step closer to our goal. So today we celebrated passing the $1,000 mark from last night. We lost $37 today. No big deal. Hopefully tomorrow's a better day. So tomorrow night, Thursday night, really hoping that it's a really good night. One with Spurs advancing to the Europa League final. That's going to be so amazing if we're able to do that. And then two, hopefully we get a good setup tomorrow. I know this week has been crazy with FOMC, which was today. But then also too, I mean, with the whole tariffs and Trump is announcing something big either tomorrow or Friday as well. It has to do with apparently has to do with something about trades. Trump to reveal trade agreement with undisclosed nation on Thursday. If it's China, who knows how the market will react. So we're gonna have to check and see. But you never know. And this market is crazy. I mean, look at this candle right here. Look how high we went up at 856. There was no news. I was checking vigorously. There was no news at 856, right? So again, you can talk about market manipulation and whatever, but that's kind of what we're up against. That huge move with no, to us anyway, as retail traders, no rhyme or reason. It just happened. So it is what it is. Another Wednesday night for me without a win. I hope next Wednesday night I'm able to get a win. But it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. We kept our losses small today, and again, like I'm so happy with the way that I've been trading recently. We took a loss today, but right idea, wrong timing. Imagine if I had entered and it had shot up like that. That would have been so amazing. I would have gone crazy, but I'm honestly happy with what I got today, which obviously wasn't anything, but we kept our losses small today. We knew how Wednesday nights have been treating us recently. We knew how we were feeling with work being a little bit more emotional today as well. So we kept our losses small and we live to fight another day, right? So I'm super excited. Again, we're about $800 away from getting to the $2,000 buffer. That's going to be super exciting. We are eligible to take a payout. I could literally ask for $500 right now, and Topstep would pay me $500, which is so amazing as well. The main thing is capital preservation, right? And that's something I was saying to myself at work today. I was like mouthing it to myself as I was about to enter the elevator in the hospital to leave work, and I saw a doctor just walking out of the corner, hearing me talk about protecting my capital. I was like, I have no idea what he thinks of me now. But it's really about capital preservation. It's protecting the capital, it's making sure that you're always living to fight another day. And that's what I've been doing recently, and I'm very proud of that too, especially if you see my Fridays as well or my Thursday nights. $67 loss and then a $98 loss the Thursday night before. So it's like we're always living to fight another day. And that's all I want to do is live to fight another day. And we did that successfully today. So yeah, guys, hopefully your Thursday goes a lot better than my Thursday or technically Wednesday night. Um, but I really hope that Spurs win to get to the Europa League final. So hopefully my Thursday is better in that regard. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys are having a good week so far and trading smart, especially in these crazy markets. It's so volatile. Anything can happen. And don't FOMO, guys. Really just trade like how your profitable version of yourself would trade, right? So if you see a setup that's not your setup, don't take it. If you see huge green candles running in your direction, but it's not your setup, don't take it. Don't over leverage. Don't add excessive contracts to revenge trade off of a loss. Don't do any of those things. Just be mindful of what you're doing and make sure that you're actually creating to your edge, right? Because if you do that, you're going to be profitable, but it's so hard to stay disciplined. But always remember the end goal in mind, guys. We're doing this to be able to provide for our families. We're doing this to be able to have more freedom, have more time, and honestly, to escape this 9 to 5 work culture that we're put in, from the day that we graduate high school or we leave high school or from where in trade school or whatever your situation is, that's just how it is. And we're doing this to be able to find another way for ourselves and our families. So, yeah, guys, anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, keep trading stoically.